Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.
Since 1911, the Pierre Parts Store has been your one-stop shop. Family owned and operated for 4 generations, the Pierre Parts Store has served the community by providing groceries, hardware, home products, and much more, including a full-service lumber yard. Now, we've added the Thibodaux store to the family with the same values and service we've delivered for over 100 years. The Pierre Parts Store and the Thibodaux store, our family serving your family.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very, very much. And you know, it's one of these times of the year where it's time for us to look back and be thankful, and a time for us to honor those people who have done so much for our communities. We always like to welcome in for Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office, Captain Brendan McLaren. Captain, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us, Keith. Always a pleasure.
We appreciate it. Let's talk a little bit about this annual candlelight vigil and certainly the honor that was done for Nicholas Pepper here.
Absolutely. Well, we're in the midst of National Police Week. In fact, today is May 15th is National Peace Officers Memorial Day, where we remember the lives of those officers who have given their lives in the course of their duty. Obviously, Sergeant Nicholas Pepper in 2023 was one of those, and this is kind of a culmination of things. So we started the week, as you see the pictures here. The 2024 Candlelight Vigil was held earlier this week in Washington, D.C. You see Sheriff Weber, along with the family of Sergeant Nicholas Pepper, his wife Christy, and daughter Gracie, as well as all of their family in blue, the brothers and sisters of the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office Honor Guard, as well as Lieutenant Angela Vaught and Sergeant Austin Weibler, both of whom participated in the Police Unity Tour this year. And all of those individuals met up in Washington. The Police Unity Tour happening over this past weekend, finishing on Sunday, and it actually ends at the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C., where Nick's name has been added this year. His family and our officers, along with Sheriff Weber, up in Washington, D.C. all this week for National Police Week to honor Nick's memory. And obviously today being National Peace Officers Memorial Day, we honor all of our fallen officers from the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office, Thomas Proctor, Cheney Champagne, Kurt Woody Harrelson, Martha Wood Sharif, Larry Boudreau, and most recently, Nicholas Pepper. All are honored. They're on many of our walls here around the Sheriff's Office, so their memory is close to us at all times. But we, a special way, remember them on this day, on National Peace Officers Memorial Day. But yeah, all of these events in Washington, it is kind of humbling, obviously, for all of those in attendance, including Sheriff Weber this week, and it's kind of bittersweet. Obviously, we love the fact that the life of Nicholas Pepper and all of these officers are being celebrated and their memory being celebrated, but obviously a tragic way that their names ended up on that wall memorialized for all time. And Keith, while I'm not there this week, I did have an opportunity to go to D.C. About a month ago for another work-related trip, and I visited the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial for the first time and got to see Sergeant Pepper's name on the wall. So again, just a very humbling and very solemn feeling when you go to that memorial and see all of those officers' names on that wall.
Yeah, and rather moving, to see all of those people that have really died the line of duty and really died really taken care of and caring for. And for those, most people know about Nicholas Pepper and his story, as we were able to share it, just all of those boys in blue from Lafourche there, honoring his wife and daughter and making sure that she knows he'll never be forgotten. And again, the Police Unity Tour as well, where they ride for those who died, go together.
Yeah, and there you see Sergeant Weibler and Lieutenant Labatt. Lieutenant Labatt obviously has completed the Unity Tour several times as an avid runner and cyclist, and there's our whole crew, including our support staff, several LPSO deputies and employees who attended as well, either riding motorcycles, participating in some support aspect for the Police Unity Tour. It's certainly an event that we love to participate in each and every year. And for obviously a very good cause, all raising money for that memorial in D.C.
Yeah, very nice. And we appreciate that as you guys do such a great job at honoring those boys in blue and certainly our fallen heroes. And looking forward to some things a little more positive. The Lafourche Sheriff's Office now accepting applications for the future leaders of Lafourche, right?
Yes, on our website, lpso.net/future leaders is the way to go and apply. I'll repeat that at the end. But we had a great first year last year. The sheriff used to do a summer camp in Bunkie, and he wanted to change things up and offer high school students an opportunity to see what Lafourche Parish has to offer. For those out there who are familiar with the Leadership Lafourche program that is sponsored by the Chambers, we wanted to model this experience around that, where they would get an opportunity to listen to and meet public officials, and as well as go and tour some of the larger businesses and some of the things that to see what Lafourche Parish has to offer, from colleges and universities to hearing from our local officials, and even to visiting places like Bollinger and Edison Schwest offshore, and even Port Fourchon. We wanted to give these students an opportunity to see what Lafourche Parish has to offer. For example, a student that has lived their whole life in Thibodaux may never have been to Port Fourchon. We wanted to give them the opportunity for that, as well as exposing them to so many different professions and opportunities they would have right here in Lafourche Parish. Keith, it's all about keeping our best students and our local talent local here in Lafourche Parish, and this week is been a great week to expose those students to that. So if you're a high school student going to 10th, 11th, or 12th grade and you're interested in participating, you can go to lpso.net/future leaders. Go to our website and sign up, lpso.net/future leaders. We're accepting as many as 60 kids this summer, 2 30-kid sessions, one in June and one in July. And we hope to see some of our best and brightest out there this summer.
Sounds great. Thank you for all the honor that y'all have done, and looking forward for those future leaders as well. Brendan, thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Keith.
All right, now we'll do it for this particular segment. Don't go anywhere. A lot more Bayou time when we continue.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.